When you grow old, never choose this way of retirement. If you ignore this advice, you may regret it deeply. I am someone who made this exact choice, and now my life is worse than you can imagine. Had I not experienced it myself, I would never have believed it. If anyone else makes the same decision as I did, I am certain that 90% of them will end up regretting it just as much. By the time regret sets in, it may already be too late. Even finding a place to cry might be impossible. So what kind of retirement choice did I make that turned my life into a living nightmare? What exactly happened? I believe that after hearing my story, you will gain a whole new perspective and understand how to plan your own retirement wisely. This is a real-life story of my cousin, Linda. She is 68 years old and, before retiring, she worked at the tax office. Now, she receives a monthly pension of $400. She and her late husband had 2 children. When she was 35 years old, her husband unfortunately fell seriously ill. Despite seeking treatment everywhere, he could not be saved. Eventually, he passed away, leaving Linda to raise their 2 children alone. Now that both children are grown and have their own families, she has officially retired. As old age approached, she found herself feeling less agile. Living alone became inconvenient, and she worried that if she ever fell ill or had an accident, her children, who lived far away, wouldn't be able to help her in time. Because of this, she started considering her options for retirement. She called her 2 children together to discuss the matter. Her son, David, suggested that she move into a nursing home. He explained that such facilities provide excellent care, with trained staff attending to residents' daily needs, meals, and medical support. There would be other seniors to socialize with, making life more enjoyable. If she ever needed medical attention, doctors would be available on site. However, her daughter, Sarah, strongly opposed this idea. "No way. If we send Mom to a nursing home, people will judge us. They'll say we abandoned our mother. That would be so unfilial." Instead, she proposed hiring a live-in caregiver. That way, Mom can stay home, eat whatever she likes, and have someone to take care of her. Plus, we can visit her more easily. Linda, however, rejected both suggestions. She didn't want to move into a nursing home, but she also disliked the idea of having a stranger in her house. She had heard too many stories about elderly people being mistreated by caregivers, and the thought scared her. Finally, Sarah proposed a new plan. "Why don't we take turns taking care of Mom? She can stay with me for half the year and with David for the other half." Linda found this idea appealing. She thought it would allow her to enjoy time with both her grandchildren and feel the warmth of family. Wanting to ease her children's financial burden, she told them, "I won't just sit around and rely on you. My pension is $400 per month. I will give it all to you. I don't need to keep money for myself." David hesitated, worried about his wife's reaction. He called his wife, Emily, to discuss it. To Linda's surprise, Emily immediately agreed. This made Linda suspicious. "That's odd," she thought. "She was never this understanding before. Or maybe she just wants my pension." Still, Linda moved in with David's family, hoping that giving up her pension would ensure she was treated well. Unfortunately, it didn't take long for her to regret this decision. Soon after moving in, Emily took Linda's pension card. Their house had 3 bedrooms, one for David and Emily, one for their children, and the last for David's office. Linda was not given a room. Instead, she was told to sleep on the sofa in the living room. During the day, she had to fold up her bedding and store it on the balcony. At night, she could only go to bed after everyone had finished watching TV and gone to their rooms. Because she slept in the living room, every time someone used the restroom at night, she would wake up. She was constantly exhausted. As for food, Emily was extremely frugal. She would buy only a small amount of meat, which was reserved entirely for the children. She would tell Linda, "The kids are growing, they need the nutrition. We adults can just eat more vegetables." Even fruit was kept out of Linda's reach. Emily would wash it and store it in her bedroom. Linda began to feel deeply uncomfortable, but she kept quiet. One day, she accidentally overheard David and Emily talking. Emily complained, "Your mother eats too much." Before she came, we spent much less on food. But now, every meal costs more. She eats like two people. David, fearing conflict, remained silent. Hearing this, Linda was heartbroken. That night, she couldn't sleep. She thought about how she had sacrificed everything for her children, yet now she was being treated like a burden. The next morning, she told David, "I've been here for half a year. I think I'll stay with Sarah for a while now." She packed her things and left. At first, life at Sarah's house seemed better. Sarah's husband, Tom, appeared kind and treated Linda with respect. Sarah did not take her pension card, and she even bought Linda nutritious food. Linda felt relieved. But soon, she overheard another conversation. One morning, as she was waking up, she heard her grandson complain, "Mom, why is Grandma here? She has a son. Why can't she live with him? We should be taking care of Grandpa and Grandma on Dad's side, not her." Sarah, furious, scolded him and even hit him. However, the boy ran away from home, refusing to go to school for days. The family had to search everywhere before finally finding him at a friend's house. At that moment, Linda realized she could not stay at Sarah's house forever either. Eventually, she returned to her own home. After everything she had been through, she was both physically and emotionally drained. She sat alone in her house, reflecting on her choices. "In the end, I still had to come back to my own home. No matter how far I went, only my own house truly belonged to me. My children's homes were never really mine." She thought deeply, we work so hard to raise our children, yet when we grow old, can we truly rely on them? Parents sacrifice everything for their children, but when we need them the most, they may not be there. After hearing Linda's story, what are your thoughts? If you were in her position, what retirement plan would you choose? Share your opinion in the comments below.